6 women, 6 very different fates. One man changed the course of history and destroyed lives in his obsession with a single goal, a male heir. This is the story of Henry VIII, the king who broke from the Catholic Church, tore England apart, and left a trail of blood and broken hearts in his wake. By the end of this video, you'll understand how a charismatic Renaissance prince transformed into one of history's most notorious tyrants, and how the woman he valued least became his greatest legacy. To understand why Henry VIII became obsessed with marriage, divorce, and execution, we need to go back to where it all started. Because Henry VIII was never supposed to be king. Born in 1491, Henry was the spare, not the heir. His older brother Arthur was groomed for the throne from birth, tutored in statecraft, betrothed to a Spanish princess named Catherine of Aragon to secure a powerful alliance. Young Henry? He was destined for the church, or perhaps a minor role in his brother's court. But in 1502, everything changed. Arthur died suddenly at just 15 years old, possibly from the sweating sickness that plagued Tudor England. Overnight, 10-year-old Henry went from afterthought to the future of the Tudor dynasty. When Henry took the throne in 1509, at 17 years old, England rejoiced. Here was everything a Renaissance king should be: tall, athletic, an accomplished musician and poet, fluent in multiple languages. He jousted, he hunted, he dazzled at court. One observer wrote that, "His Majesty is the handsomest potentate I ever set eyes on." But the shadow of his father's paranoid, penny-pinching reign hung over him. Henry VII had won the crown on the battlefield at Bosworth Field, ending the Wars of the Roses. But the Tudor claim to the throne was shaky, challenged by Yorkist pretenders. Henry VII's response had been to hoard wealth and eliminate rivals ruthlessly. Henry VIII wanted to be different. He wanted glory, not just survival. He wanted to be remembered as a great king, a warrior king, a king whose dynasty would last forever. And for that, he needed sons, lots of them. It was this need, this obsession, that would lead him to marry 6 times, break with 1,000 years of Catholic tradition, and send 2 of his wives to the executioner's block. Our story truly begins with the first of those 6 wives, the woman who was married to Henry longer than all the others combined. The first wife, the one who lasted longest, the one Henry loved, until he didn't. Born a Spanish princess in 1485, Catherine was a near-perfect Renaissance queen, educated, pious, dignified, and politically connected. She was the daughter of Ferdinand and Isabella, the power couple who had united Spain and funded Columbus's voyage to the New World. But Catherine's story with England began with tragedy. At 15, she was moved to England to marry Prince Arthur, Henry's older brother, in a grand political alliance. But, as we know, 5 months later, Arthur was dead. Catherine became stranded in a foreign country, her future uncertain. For 7 years she lived in limbo, too valuable to send home, but with no clear role. She was kept in near poverty, while Henry VII and Ferdinand haggled over her dowry and her fate. Then Henry VII died, and suddenly 17-year-old Henry VIII was king. One of his first acts was marrying his brother's widow. It seemed romantic, a young king rescuing a princess in distress. But there was also cold political calculation. The Spanish alliance was valuable, and marrying Catherine meant Henry didn't have to return her dowry. There was just one problem. Church law forbade a man from marrying his brother's widow. It was considered incest, based on a verse in the book of Leviticus. But Henry VII had secured a papal dispensation, special permission from the Pope, based on Catherine's sworn testimony that her marriage to Arthur had never been consummated. She was, she insisted, still a virgin. For the first 15 years, the marriage was genuinely happy. Catherine was intelligent, politically astute, and a capable regent. When Henry went to war in France in 1513, he left her in charge of England. And when Scotland invaded while he was gone, Catherine's forces crushed them at the Battle of Flodden, killing the Scottish king. She sent Henry the bloodied coat of James IV as a trophy. But there was one crucial failure: sons. Catherine became pregnant at least 6 times. She had miscarriages, stillbirths, sons who lived only days or weeks. The only child who survived was a daughter, born in 1516, Mary. In that era, a daughter wasn't good enough. England had never successfully been ruled by a queen. The memory of civil war, the Wars of the Roses that had nearly destroyed England, was still fresh. Without a male heir, everything Henry's father had built could collapse into chaos. By the early 1520s, Catherine was in her late 30s, past childbearing age by Tudor standards, and Henry's eye had begun to wander. Her name was Anne Boleyn. Anne was magnetic, sophisticated, educated in the French court, witty, but crucially,